Hi everyone. So we actually have 3 lessons in this module, and I think it's super important that you do them in order. So make sure you don't skip and go to lesson 3 first, and then maybe back to lesson 1 and then lesson 2. So it's really important that you do these exercises in order. So what we're talking about in this unit is how to go from the workshop course experience back into your own painting practice. And there are a number of things I think are important to think about as we do that. First of all, in this lesson, I want us to reflect on where we've come over the course of the last 2 months. So I want you to bring out all of your paintings, everything that you've done, all the exercises from the very beginning, from the first module through to now, and lay them out, preferably against the wall where you can see them, and look at them from start to finish. Hopefully you haven't thrown anything away. I've said that don't throw things away a couple of times. Even if you hate it right now, it's really useful to learn from. So there are going to be exercises that you just don't want to look at very much later, but I think when you come back to them, you'll see the value of what you did in that one, even if you didn't think you were very successful at it. 9 times out of 10, you were doing just fine. So lay everything out, and then I want you to print off the worksheet that is down below, that is a download. Print it out and actually write by hand. Don't write this one on the computer. Don't be tempted to do that. There's a value in making words with your hand that you lose when you type it on the computer. The other thing I want you to do is then put that into your sketchbook. If there's some of these exercises that you don't want to have lying out and around, tape them into a sketchbook. Put them inside a folio so that you can come back to them. But print this out and then give yourself about 20 minutes to reflect on the questions that are in the worksheet. First question is super important, and there's a reason for the order, so again, work through them in order. First one is, what 3 things work really well in where you are? And yeah, you have to find 3 things. People are super hard on themselves, and they tend not to look at what's working well and shoot straight to the negative. So I really, really want you to start out with looking at what's working really well in your body of work. And yeah, you have to list 3 things. Even better if you list 5. So once you have listed those 3 to 5 things, and don't overthink them, put down the first things that come to your mind. It could be as simple as having a clean knife. If that gets you started thinking about the positive route, go down that route. Second question is, what 3 challenges are there that you'd still like to work on? What 3 things are still giving you some problems that you would like to push further in your paintings as you work after the course? So identify 3 things, no more than 3. There's a real strong tendency to amp that list up and make it the long one. I don't think that's very useful. Start with 3 things, and chances are once you've addressed those 3, you've probably answered the other concerns that you have as well. But list 3 things. They can be large or small issues, but 3 things that you want to address or work on in the coming weeks. Next question, third one. What are 3 things that you'd like to fold or blend into the way that you already work that we've covered in the course? One of the things that happens in workshops or courses is that people feel like they have to take everything that they've done in the workshop or course and apply it to the way they work. You don't. What you need to do is reflect on what works for you, what doesn't work. So what do you want to hold on to? What are 3 things that you want to integrate into your art painting practice? And list them below. What are 3 things, and this is equally important, but again, notice the order. What are 3 things that we've covered that you want to let go of? That you don't really want to worry about or hold on to right now? When you're letting go of things, it doesn't mean that you never ever are going to do them again. It means that you're putting them to the side so that you can concentrate on the ones that you want to address and integrate. If you don't put anything to the side, you won't have the time or the headspace in order to integrate things. So it is super important to think about what you want to put to the side. So again, it could be something fairly simple. It could be something fairly complex. But list 3 things that are going to give you some headspace as you work on integrating the things that we've covered during the course into what you're already doing. So keep your answers in mind as you take the next steps on your painting journey. Remember that nothing you let go of is ever gone for good. And really give yourself the full 20 minutes to work through this. If it takes a little longer, that's fine. A lot of what we're doing in this module, in fact, most of what we're doing in this module, has to do with things that happen in your sketchbook and in planning for the future. So make sure you give yourself time to process that stuff. So this is a processing module. Make a pot of coffee, make a cup of tea, sit down and really give yourself some time to think. It'll help you figure out where you're going to go for your next step. So download that handout, that worksheet, print it out, give yourself a little time for reflection, and let us know about anything you want to share from this worksheet. And looking forward to seeing you in the next 2 lessons. Thanks.